Good luck, everybody. Blinds at 125, 250, 250. Show. Deal.
John, you go by John.
Good evening, TCH Live, and welcome to Texas Card House Dallas. It is time for the opener event of the Texas Card House Dallas Signature Series. I'm RJ Dupree alongside my man, Mr. Eric Van Loosen. What's up, Eric?
What's going on? Yeah, look at this prize pool, folks. We had a little over 300,000. We had 399,000 in our prize pool. First place, 64,000. We are excited to get this sucker underway. We got the lovely Miss Brittany Dealin. Cards are in the air.
$300,000 guarantee. It's what we do. We crush guarantees. A little over 1,300 entries in this tournament. We are down to our final 9.
Go around the table here shortly and introduce the players. It was a long day yesterday, day 2. These guys ended at 1:30 in the morning last night. I had the pleasure of hanging around and watched those final 2 tables as they navigated, trying to make it to this final table, and this is our final 9. Hopefully we get some more fireworks, and right out the gate with Ace-Jack is our man Del Rio. He's got $5 million in his stack. He's going to raise it up to $550,000, so a little bit more than that min click open.
Yeah, you see the blind starting at $125,000, $250,000 with a $250,000 big blind ante. So this $5 million stack coming in from Del Rio, one of the top 3 stacks. I think 3 players are running fairly even above $5 million. He is one of them.
All right, and there is a look at our chip leader, our friend Jake. So we just met Jake yesterday. I got to talk to him a little bit. He's from Howellsville, East Texas. He found out about Texas Card House by watching our stream, RJ. How cool is that?
Welcome, Jake, making it to the final table.
First time ever at TCH, and here he is at a final table. So he's our chip leader, followed by Del Rio, and then Creed is what our man in the 7 seats going by, Mr. Charles.
And then it looked like Paul there above $5 million as well. So there's actually 4 players above $5 million, running about even, somewhere between $5 million and $6 million for those 4 big stacks. And this is our man Sean C. Thought about it with the suited connectors on the button last hand. He had 10-9 of hearts, let that one go. This time he's got suited connectors 5-6 of spades. He'll bump this one up from the cutoff.
Yeah, Sean, definitely a staple in the poker community. A lot of folks know Sean very well, so great to see him on a final table.
Yeah, nice to see him make it to this final table. I know he had a lot of chips throughout the day yesterday and was playing pretty well, and he has turned it into a nice run, finding himself here at this final table in the final 9.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, there we go. We got Paul Dang was 4th, you said, in chips. We got Brian, then Sean. 4 is going by 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what he wanted to go. So we're going to call him. That's our man Min there.
8, 9.
We had to type it all out. Look at that. 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we got Galoo.
What?
And Joe B.
All right, this is a pretty good starter. Paul Dang, hand number 3 of tonight's final table. He's looking at aces.
Uh-oh. Pretty dang good start from my man, Paul.
Goes with the min click of 500,000.
And that may not look like a strong hand to some folks.
Those red chips there are worth 100,000 each.
Uh-oh.
Sean C., our man in the 5 seat, bragging on the day he had yesterday, and now he's facing an under-the-gun razor with jacks, and he's going to rip it. He's all in.
Rip City from the Jiggities.
3.3 million, the rip here from Sean. Galoo out of there, C. Reed out of there. Our man Brian S. rocking ace deuce in the small blind. That's in the muck. And now it's back to Paul and his aces, and he will make the call.
What do I do with that, man?
All right, this is our first all-in. Sean C. is at risk, RJ.
Hand 3, a good old-fashioned hand of running into it, and the flop comes ace, king, 7. Top set for Paul and his aces.
Needs a queen, a 10, or a jack, even for a sweat here.
Jacks are in trouble. No sweat. 3 of diamonds on a turn. And you can lock it up. Check mark goes to Paul. Aces will take out our man Sean C. And here we are in hand number 3 with our first elimination of tonight's final table.
Well, they say there's no right way to play jacks. That situation there, just unavoidable once you put your stack all in there. He obviously gets away if he sees that flop, but that's revisionist history. Great run. Finishing 9th place out of 1332 for our man Sean. Really fun to watch him play when they got down to those 2 tables last night. He was very talkative and a lot of fun. So 64-20 going Sean's way. Great run, my friend, and we will hope to see you again. We've got the main event coming starting tomorrow.
There you go. He's got a couple bullets now ready to roll.
Yes, he does. More than just a couple.
8-handed players have a prize locked up of $8,600 now. Pretty nice prize to have locked up on this $365 entry. Jacks are out again. This time Del Rio in the 3 seat, working from under the gun +1. Early position here for the Jacks. All right, Del Rio's made the raise, $550,000, the sizing. That'll bring in 6, 7, 8, 9. He's coming in there with ace 10 and Galoo. He's in the hijack here, looking at pocket 7s. Our man Joe B here in the 9 seat. He's going to let Queen 9 suited go. Paul Dang's got the old double down hand, 8-3 in the big blind. He's got an incredible price, but do you really want to take 8-3 to the streets?
The Octo Crab.
Paul does not. 8-3 goes to the muck. So we'll go to the plop. 3-handed here. Del Rio, early position with the jacks. A friendly flop here. 10 deuce for the flop. 6, 7, 8, 9 is going to flop top.
2.6.
Jacks might have a customer.
Matty letting his opponents know what he has behind, about 2.6 million.
And that is a bet of 1 million. Those green chips are worth 500,000 each.
Whoa.
So Del Rio bringing the heat here, 1 million to bet, and our man 6, 7, 8, 9 is coming along. He's got ace 10 flopping top on this 10 high board. And that'll make pocket 7 shrivel up a bit.
Absolutely. Matty is a player that's meticulous, thinks about all his decisions. I think he'll come up with the right decision here and chunk these into the muck. Saw him do the same late last night with a pair of 8s pre-flop, facing some aggression as they got closer to the final table. So I think he'll come with the same decision here and get rid of these 7s. And there you go. Down to 2. Jacks versus the ace 10. 6, 7, 8, 9 needing some help. And that is not it.
6 of diamonds here on the turn. Another friendly card here for Del Rio and his jacks.
All in from those jiggities.
All in. Del Rio has ripped it, and that would put 6, 7, 8, 9 all in with his remaining 1.7 million. Just a little over 6 million in this pot before this bet. Or pardon me, a little over 4 million. And of course you can see that 6, 7, 8, 9 only has 1.7 million remaining, so his SPR, stacked pot ratio, running slim.
He'd love to have that 10 of diamonds in his hand. Top pair and a flush draw, I think we'd just be flicking in the call here, but not a whole lot that you're going to put in your mind that you can beat here. At a final table, playing for this kind of money. Is your opponent really bluffing here? Yeah, good decision there. We get to see the cards, but
nice lay down there from 6, 7, 8, 9.
Uh-oh, jacks are shown and gives him the information.
Just in time for Lego to come into our chat. What's up, Lego?
For free. Free info. We love free info.
Look at the folks in the chat, Eric.
A lot of folks. We got a lot of hellos
checking
to say.
in.
Yeah, we got to scroll all the way back. We got Nuck, we got Poker ADHD, Nalamare, we got Teddy Connor, MLG. The Dude Maestro has joined us, Scott Friedman as well, Chad Ward. A lot of friends join us, so hello.
Hello to the boot.
We'll try to catch all of y'all. Jai.
Jay
Jay.
or Jaya Oheen.
It's Jay, I believe. I want to say Jai.
And of course, Kiwi in the chat. What's up, Kiwi?
Special. There she is. Hello to all. Gonna be a good night playing for 64,000 up top. He's got ace 10 again, does our man 6, 7, 8, 9.
This time he's gonna rip it.
Pretty easy decision. Well under 10 big blinds now.
Yeah, this 250,000 big blind is gonna be pretty steep on these folks with just 2 or 3 million. 2 or 3 million sounds like a lot of chips until you get to the 250,000 level. Gets expensive. Like shopping on Rodeo Drive.
Takes it down.
789, happy to take that one down.
All right, let us know who you're rooting for. We got a lot of people rooting for our friend Brian over there in the 8th seat. We got friends and family members of Mr. Joe in the 9th seat. I see somebody rooting on our man Mehdi, Mr. Galoo.
Stephanie in the chat. She's wishing somebody good luck and even loves them.
Absolutely. With the way the action's going so far, somebody did mention that this could be a quick final table.
Man.
I was looking at the age of our players.
They're getting after it.
I was thinking maybe we'd be here till Christmas.
A nice variety. Nice variety for the folks.
Well, and I say that as a middle-aged man myself. I have to put that into the atmosphere as well, as the production team's looking at me like I'm crazy. But
Let's
yeah.
see. The average of this table will come in slightly higher than your age, but not far, buddy.
I'm just saying the amount of emails that the AARP sends these guys is probably pretty high.
All right, folds around over to our man Jake.
That's right, our cowboy
East
from
Texas.
Howesville, Texas.
This is Jake from East Texas, and then we have Del Rio rocking the 3 seat.
There we go. JB3 says Charles for the win.
I feel like Del Rio and where's he from?
Howesville. Jake's from Howesville.
I feel like those are not near each other.
No.
Okay.
Del Rio is definitely not East Texas. But yeah, great lineup here, and goes to show that some of us old farts can still do it, you know?
There's hope for you, Eric.
We got Team Super System at the table tonight. Let's go. You might see some of Mike Caro's tells be put to work.
All right. Our man C. Reed, he's going to get to work here. He's got pocket fours, early position.
Well, hello.
And hello, aces are out again, this time for Brian. Facing an early raiser here.
Raise 1.3.
C. Reed with the one-legged aces, but Brian's got the real thing. He's got the angry ants, the birds.
Wow, and Joe's got pocket eights, and he doesn't even want to mess with this mess.
Yeah, he says, y'all aren't melting my snowmen. I'm throwing them away. Pretty hand here, so Brittany must have a hot date. She's dealing some fire so far, RJ. Look at these hands.
Eights are in the muck. And now Del Rio's thinking about it here from the small blind with King Jack suited.
Yeah, he's wanting to see Charles' stack. He knows that Brian doesn't have a big stack. He's got 8.35 million in his, but does go ahead and let it go. Hard to get a pair, Charles says, so he's going to come along.
Gonna
Aces
go
versus
mining.
fours.
Four in the window. Queen deuce for the flop. Aces are in trouble.
You're kidding me.
The set miner finds a set, and we waste no time. C. Reed checks, Brian goes all in, and we have a call.
That is insane. 2 outs for Brian S. He needs some help.
All right, he needs a running wheel or the aces.
He needs a game winner from Gretzky.
10 of spades, no help. Only an ace can change it.
Oh.
5 of hearts. The set of fours will get our man C. Reed a full double up and an elimination. That takes out our man Brian S. in 8th place.
$8,600. Getting it all in with the aces. Unfortunately, post-flop, they are not good. And he's going to go down to the felt, but he's going to take home $8,600 for his efforts. Had a lot of fun playing with Brian. Saw him go from over $1 million on day 2 all the way down to $200,000, spun it back up and made it here to this final table. Heck of a job there, Brian. Hope to see you in another final table. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. Jack Phoenix in the chat saying good luck to Big Jake. We mentioned he's first time here at TCH, and here he is finding himself on a final table in our $300K guaranteed tournament.
All right, just our first 7 hands of tonight's final table. We've got 2 elimination and fire emoji everywhere. They are getting after it. The hands are cranking.
What's our man Damon in the chat? What's up, Big D?
Queen spade. Wishing us well. We have a couple of fans in the chat today. A lot of people rooting for us tonight.
Well, heck yeah.
Thank you, Queen Spade and Kiwi.
We're always winning right here in the booth. Get to chat with our poker pals and friends and watch some good old-fashioned Texas Hold'em poker playing for some big bucks tonight. Let's take a look at those payouts again, RJ. We had over $399,000 in this prize pool, so we got 2 buy-ins short, RJ, of $400,000. Just 2 buy-ins short.
Mercy.
I know. I fired 2 of those bullets. Made a deep run, but didn't quite make it this far. But, man, what a great showing we had. 1,332 entries. And now we've got the 500K coming up starting on Tuesday. Let's see if we can't crush that one and get an even juicier payday of well over $100,000 for our $500 buy-in. 500K guarantee. All right. My man, Big D, getting ready for Vegas. Let's go. Good luck to all of our friends that are already out in Vegas and folks that are going to head out there this summer as well. You got your chance to bink a big bankroll builder right here at TCH Dallas before you go to Vegas. $1,332, the official number of entries in this bad boy here. Queen 7-6, that's a set for C. Reed. Another set. Seti Maggette over there in the 7th seat.
Ace-Jack for Paul Dang. No club in the Ace-Jack, so not much working over there. He does have a gut shot.
There's 1.4 million out there. The players are 7.9 million effective with all clubs on the board and a set.
And C. Reed has just ripped it. Open rip.
C. Reed just says, if you got a club, I dare you. Come dancing. Come on out here on the dance floor. Give it a try. And Paul Dang doing a little Hollywooding. Says, why would he just rip his whole stack in there? Would you do that with a flush? Probably not. But you don't have a pair, so I think there's your easy answer there. Let her go and move on to the next hand.
All right, C. Reed picking up more profit, $925,000 in that one.
There's our friend, Big Mitch.
What's up, Mitch? And, of course, you mentioned tomorrow, 10 a.m., that is the first flight of the main event. Starts tomorrow, and at noon tomorrow, the Bomb Potters will be excited. Noon tomorrow is the $250 PLO Bomb Pot event. So that will be an exciting day here at Texas Card House Dallas. That one has become a popular tournament to jump in.
Absolutely. Big Mitchell A joining us in the chat, and so is Jake. Says, go Dad. Talking about Mr. Joe there. Says, sorry, Boogie is at camp. Boogie is Joe's grandson, and he likes to root on Grandpa. He's out there having a good time at camp. What a great age to be when you can just go to summer camp and not have a care in the world.
Summer camps are cool. You know what else is cool? Ripping it. All in from the button. Our man Galoo. He's got ace-4. He's ripped it for $2 million. He's going to get that through. He takes down the blinds and the antes. We also have two $120 satellites tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So you can jump in one of those satellites for $120. Bank you a $500 entry to the main event coming up this week.
Yeah, got a lot of players doing that, playing those satellites. Of course, you get a satellite token, and if somehow, some way you end up not being able to get in one of those actual flights, you can sell that thing for $500.
Absolutely, and two of those will be tomorrow. A 3 o'clock start on the $120 satellite, and a late start. It'll be a 9 p.m.
right? Yeah.
satellite.
Good stuff. Of course, we know Charles is C. Reed, but it looked like Creed to start the night.
Right.
So ADHD is wanting us at some point tonight to belt out a little bit of that Creed with arms wide open. I'll hit you later. He's probably going to hit another set or two the way he's running tonight. We'll give him a little. We'll give him a little Scott Stapp sing out, shout out from our man Charles Reed.
All right, Paul trying to sneak a limp in there with that 6 deuce. Jake having none of it.
None of it.
He has got that ace-9 working, and I believe he was in the big blind there. It says under the gun, but.
So I mentioned I hung around.
We had a dead button there.
I hung around a little bit last night when we were still down to 2 tables and watched some of the action on how these players got there. And, man, there was chips flying everywhere. My man Joe in the 9 seat had a pretty good stack. Gets Paul Dang to rip it all in with ace-10 offsuit. He's got kings. Joe snap calls and has to give over 3/4 of his stack to Paul, who catches that Barry Greenstein ace on the river. Joe gets down to about 6 or 7 big blinds, ends up running that sucker back up to $6 million.
There you go.
With 6 consecutive all-ins. It was insane.
Nice.
Yeah. So Joe went from almost out the door to right here at the final table.
Gripping it and ripping it. Love
just gripping it, ripping it, like he is right here. No fear. He told me he doesn't give a darn about a ladder. He wants to win this whole thing. So our man Joe is going to be playing for the win the whole way.
He's rocking about 7 blinds right now on the button, and that is enough to rip it with this king 10 of diamonds. And our man C. Reed did raise over there. He opened it to $500,000. Looks like $600,000 from C. Reed.
Absolutely, $600,000.
So it's about $1.1 million to make this call if
he
C.
makes the
Reed
call.
feels like it.
Here we go. Our man Joe is going to be at risk. He's been in this position before and survived him. Let's see if he's still got that alligator blood.
All right, queen, 7-4, 1 diamond. Ace-7 lands here. Still needing a king or a
Oh,
10.
it's a diamond.
Ace of diamonds, a gut shot, and a flush draw.
Boom!
Flush draw hits the
I'm telling
8
you.
of diamonds on the river. And king 10 gets there for our man Joe B.
Joe B. Hanging around, RJ.
Hanging around indeed. This will put him a little over $4 million now in his stack. Our man C. Reed takes the hit there. He's still going to have over $8 million in his stack.
That's our man Joe having another sip, a little hot Joe over there. Running hot, sipping on a hot cup of coffee. Not a care in the world. That's my man Joe.
There you go. So he
just called him a professional cockroach.
must have been there yesterday.
I'm telling you. They tried to knock Joe out last night, and they just could not do it.
Joe ain't going.
Insane.
Yeah. Analamare said he was there to witness it yesterday. And
Flush saved him 4 times, yeah.
I've been called a lot worse.
He's been called a lot worse, he said.
he'll take it. He's in the final 7 here.
He says, as long as you keep pushing chips my way,
That's
you can
right.
call me whatever you want.
Let me hang around. I'm here for it.
Look at these hands, though. For
600,000 now from C. Reed, and this time he's got a monster. He's looking at kings.
And do we need to remind folks how successful Pocket Kings have been on this final table, RJ?
They've had a little bit of a rough batting average. You were talking about the Barry Greenstein ace from space on yesterday's river. We have seen it a bunch here.
Absolutely. Yours truly felt the pain on this fairy table of the Pocket Kings just getting buried. But it looks like they are going to do a little better here for my man
this
C.
time
Reed.
it's a little raggy around the rails, so no resistance. Kings will hold.
Absolutely.
C. Reed takes her down.
All right, Anna Phoenix joining us saying, let's go, Dad. Jake.
Hello, Anna. Welcome to the show.
Awesome to see family members rooting on their loved ones as they're playing for some big money tonight.
Yeah. Joe's kids in the chat. Jake's got some kids in the chat. Welcome all. How many kids you got in the chat?
I better not have any.
Deuces for Galoo. It's a pair. It's a rough one, but it's a pair. He is under the gun here, which means he gets stacked first.
Deuces never loses. He is not scared.
And he's going to rip it, and we get an insta-call from C.
Oh.
Reed, and the Deuces are in trouble.
Mr. Meddy and the Deuces are in a little bit of trouble. Let's see if anybody else wakes up with a hand. Fold, and now it's up to the big blind.
I'm toasted. Really toasted.
Meddy
All
says,
right.
I'm toast. Well, maybe that's a reverse jinx there.
Yeah, he's trying to reverse jinx it. He's trying to work some stand-up equity. The Deuces are going to need some help. As C. Reed in his insta-call is holding pocket eights. Off to the flop we go. King, 7.
Gonna need a
5 of
deuce.
hearts.
Bam.
Jack.
Oh.
No help for the Deuces. Eights are going to hold here, and C. Reed will eliminate another player. This time, our man Galoo and his Deuces wamboozle.
Yeah, we'll give our man Meddy a little camera time as he walks off the stage because he's one of our favorites in the room.
Absolutely.
Plays a lot of PO. Used to play in our big game stream on Tuesday nights as well. Shout out to Meddy, Mr. Galoo. Great run, buddy. Finishing in 7th place. Another $10,840 going his way.
Pretty good score.
Pretty good score, and got the most recognizable laugh in the room.
Absolutely. We love Galoo.
GG's, buddy.
All right, 13,110 locked up for the remaining 6 players.
And there goes Creed, knocking people out again.
Man. He's got the Discman cranked up over there.
He does. Scott Stapp just joined us, folks.
Wins and losses, like part of the game.
Some big hands thus far through 14 hands of tonight's final table. This time, Paul has King Jack in the hijack. This sounds a little more standard.
Scan your card. Scan.
I've done it every
King
hand,
Jack
so don't
worthy of an open here. Blinds have gone up, 150,000, 300,000 now. So Paul goes with a sizing of 700,000 on his open.
I'm gonna be better.
Well, I'm not very loud anyway.
And a little raggy around the rail. He's going to take this down. Our man C. Reed, he's going to cool off for a moment. He's looking at 5 deuce.
God, finally you let me what we want him to.
Paul Dang, no relation to Johnny Dang, the famous jeweler in Houston, but I will tell you, Paul Dang has my favorite, maybe my second favorite, because I'm going to go ahead and vote for myself for my first favorite impersonation of Teddy KGB.
Okay.
He's got his very own, he says, Vietnamese version of Teddy KGB.
Paul's a fun guy. I can see him coming up with some fun stuff here.
He kept doing the hanging around alligator bloodline last night, but it didn't quite sound Russian. I said, Paul, what's that accent? He says, it's Vietnamese.
Paul's great.
He's having a good time with it. And we're having a good time with y'all tonight. Thanks for engaging in the chat. Queen Spade saying she turned in just to see me say some Southern talking. I said booger already once tonight.
I don't doubt it.
I think RJ brings the redneck out of him.
Yeah, I'm happy to say that I did not notice it, but I don't doubt it.
We definitely have a good time.
All right, Paul's going to raise it up again, this time with Queen Jack. Just 1 pip lower than that last hand. Does get that ace-6 out of there. King 10 out of there, and he's going to pick it up again.
Use the fucking gangster, the most king I ever seen. The gangster.
And I think he said Joe's the most gangster of the final table.
I'm telling you. Yesterday, Paul, I think, even called him a pirate because he said, you just keep stealing from us. When they got down to 10-handed, they had to balance the tables, and they moved Joe over. And this was after Joe went through those 6 or whatever all in. So he literally took about half the table's chips.
Which caught everyone's attention.
And then left to another table. So they were like, there he goes with all of our chips.
Look, I got my
All right,
medium
6, 7,
there.
8, 9. Early position here. He's got a couple hands to choose from.
I told you I was bringing it.
Jake's out of there. Del Rio has the Queen of Diamonds. And a mystery card. And it goes into the muck. 6, 7, 8, 9 into the muck. He's looking at 8, 5. C. Reed rocking an ace on the button. He lets that ace-4 go. And Joe B. in the small blind with a better ace. He's rocking ace-9.
What are you doing, Joe?
He says, what are you doing, Joe?
I'm just kidding. Oh, maybe.
He said, well, you raised my big blind.
Yeah, Joe reminding Paul, you just took my big blind. I want it back.
I think they know a lot of knives in here.
Wow.
All right, 750,000 the raise from Joe. Paul makes the call with 7 triz. Off to the flop we go. Pretty good flop for Joe. 9 high, 9-8-4.
I like this check from Joe because that is definitely going to be a little bit more of a calling player's range here. Let's see if Paul takes the bait because Joe will hammer him if he does.
Joe has 2.7 million behind, 1.8 million in the pot.
Ooh, did not take the bait.
8 of clubs pairs the board. Joe going to reach for chips this time.
Looks like a cool million or 1.2. Let's take a look. 1 million.
And this time, bait's got a little hook on it. So if Paul thinks about doing anything now, could cost him 2.7 million.
Does let it go. Well, one of my favorite hands, RJ, last night was really one that didn't have a whole lot of action to it, but it was the very final hand of the night. We already knew the final 9 players, but there was still a hand going on at one of the tables, and it was between Jake and Joe. Jake had opened for a pretty big raise, and Joe, knowing that he already made the final table, didn't care. He wanted the pot. He sticks in his whole stack,
He says, y'all can go to the final table eight-handed, but I'm ripping it.
He puts Jake to the test. Jake tanks for about 3 minutes before finally making the call. Joe looks over and says, good call. And you know what? They had the same hand.
Oh, mercy.
Ace 10 suited, chop it up, but it was a fun one. And just to hear Joe in that Joe voice say,
right.
Good hand.
Yeah, as soon as he gets called, he knows he's in trouble and
same hand.
Go to a chop. What up, Josh Bart's in the chat?
Thank you, Josh. It reminds me that I need to.
We'll try to bring it. Thank you for those likes as well. Josh says, hit that like button. Thank you.
Reshare this little story here.
750.
All right, Joe's going to raise it up from the button with Jack 9, one of our very favorite hands to get in trouble with. And speaking of trouble, Big Blind's got King 9, and boy, do we find some trouble. We get a 9 high flop. 9, deuce 4, 2 hearts.
1 million. How much?
So, Jake's going to lead out here for $1 million. And Joe B does rip it. He raised with Jack 9 on the button, gets this 9 high flop.
Uh-oh.
Definitely worthy of a rip.
They don't have the same hand, though.
And Jake now asking for a count. And it's going to be in range here.
It's the Jake and Joe battle again. They both have a 9, but this time it's Jake with the better kicker.
Yeah, Jake's not going to love putting half his stack out there, but he's got a pretty good hand. And for $2 million more, this is definitely in range. I would suspect a call here, even though it's a little painful for half your chips. So you can see Mr. Jake doing some accounting over there. Probably thinking something similar to what I just said. 2.7 million to call.
Yeah, definitely one you're going to want to take your time on. Think about this. It's a lot at play here, and we're still playing for $64,000 up top. He has cut out the calling chips and doing some inventory on what that would leave him with. Looking back over at that board. Joe's talking right now, and Jake's picking up on that. He's like, wait a minute. The guy's got his whole damn stack in, and he seems pretty comfortable over there.
Joe mentioning that can't hit that 13-minute delay. It's only been 3 or 4 thus far.
Yeah, Joe was on the button here. Joe is talking about it. So we have a 15-minute delay on the live stream, folks. So this is live, but we're live with you. This hand actually happened 15 minutes ago. But we do have a hard stop at 13 minutes if a player tanks that long. We've only been at about a minute and a half or so right now.
Yeah, 3 or 4 at the most.
But Joe making a little joke about that. Maybe try to rattle his opponent a little bit. All in good fun, of course, though. A true gentleman there in the 9 seat. But Jake doing what he probably needs to be doing, putting a lot of thought into this. He's going to let it go.
Let's go, King 9.
They can't get rid of Joe.
And Joe will survive. The alligator blood continues over there from the button.
And maybe that talking got his man over there to fold the better hand. Thought maybe this opponent was a little too confident. I'm just going to get out of the way.
Yeah, a little over half of Jake's stack there to make the call, and he chose to not go with it. Got that shorty behind him here. It could have influenced his decision. And the shorty, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's rocking 3 blinds under the gun. So Jake having to let that one go. We'll keep an eye on Jake, see if he thinks about that one for a few hands, or well, he'll be back to work. All right, folds around to the button. Paul's got king, queen. Definitely worthy of an open. We'll see a little bit of a raise, I would imagine. $750,000 the raise. Jake in the small blind. King 6 suited. Right after a big laydown. Then you get a suited king. Puts it in the muck. Well done. Not influenced by that big laydown. Jack 10 tempting as well for Del Rio. Yeah, these raises now, you don't have to raise a lot to put a bunch of pressure on these stacks at this price. 300,000 the big blind and the big blind ante, so you pick up 750,000 in profit if you take down blinds and antes.
Six of our finest remain. One super shorty. He's in the big blind right now. That's our man 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to be left with, sheesh, about 2.5 big blinds.
Yeah, a little over 3 blinds going into this hand, I think. And 2 of them are out there.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Del Rio in the small blind with aces and a short stack behind him.
He does wake up with 2 live cards, RJ, the 5 and the 4.
All right, 4-5 is going to need some help. Del Rio in the small blind with
Suits are live as well.
the aces.
So 6, 7, 8, 9 would love
A flop of 6, 7, 8, 9.
Or at least 3 of those.
Yeah. He gets the 8-9,
Okay.
but the 6-7 is going to be hard to bink.
Needs a 7.
Deuce of spades, and it's a check mark for the aces. Ace on the river just for funsies.
Just for grins. I thought he needed a 7. He needed a lot more than a 7.
6 and a 7.
GG's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's our friend Min. He was a lot of fun to watch last night as well as they got down to the final 2. Battled a ton with the player next to him, Nikola. But great run there for Min. And that is going to be 6th place for $13,000, RJ.
$13,110 for our friend Min.
Run outside the booth real quick.
Woo.
Tell him that he can buy your Honda Civic for
You sure
$13,000.
can. I'll give you some money back. $16,330 locked up for the remaining 5 players.
Heck of a deal.
So we're getting into some big pay jumps now.
And Joshua in the chat, no shade, but it's Kiwi sister from down under, not brother from down under. That's our lovely friend Kiwi from New Zealand. Let us know where you're watching from, folks that have tuned in. Glad you're all here with us on a Monday night, watching this awesome 300K guaranteed tournament. Final 5 players now, playing for $64,000 up top. There's our man Jake. He's ripped it with Ace-5 suited.
Ace-5 suited, worthy of a rip for Jake. He's facing a raise here. Paul did open in early position with that king-queen of diamonds. And, of course, Paul's been a little bit active this orbit. So Jake feeling like he can get after it here with the suited ace-5.
Yeah, Paul wants a official count to see if he's going to make this call with that suited king-queen. You can see it's about 60-40 if your opponent has an ace and doesn't have one of your cards.
So Jake does find a spot here to rip it and get it in good officially.
He's got that cowboy lean.
I like it. So a little over $3 million here for Paul to make the call. Very similar spot to what Jake was in just a few moments ago when he let Joe off the hook. It's somewhat tempting with king-queen, but it is half your chips, so I wouldn't expect it to happen here pre-flop, but we've seen Paul find some spots to get it in. He will come after you when he's feeling it.
If you're going to make this call, you're hoping they've got an under pair. You're suited. You've got 2 big cards. You'd love to have 2 overs. But it is almost a fair fight with your opponent having just that 1 overcard, that 1 ace. But yeah, you can tell he's really going to put some thought into this. It's a whole lot of chips, more than half his stack.
Jake locked in on that cowboy lean.
I'm telling you, he hadn't moved. That's like a statue.
Perfect.
Handsome cowboy.
So close, Paul says.
All right, quick in the chat. 1 for the call, 2 for the fold. What's he going to do? 1 for the call, 2 for the fold. I say he's going to call. Coach Brandon in the house.
What's up, Coach Brandon? Pistol Pete checking in. Pistol Pete's hanging out down there in Corpus Christi. Not just Stillwater. Pistol Pete gets around.
Look at all those answers. Let's go. Oh, and we were.
And 2 it is.
2 it is. It's a fold.
Into the muck it goes.
He says, you'll see it on TV later, partner.
Well done there from Jake.
Well done.
5.3 million now in his stack.
Yeah.
So it took a little hit there against Joe, but gets it right back.
Welcome, welcome in the chat. And Pistol Pete joining us from Corpus Christi.
That's what I just said.
Corpus
Pete.
Christi Bay. Good old Robert Earl Keen song.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. That definitely would have been a game changer for one of those 2 players. That was a lot of chips in play. And Joshua filling us in with RJ's favorite basketball team score.
All right, C. Reed sneaking in from the small blind, and
Joe having none of it.
Joe's going to bump it up. All right, there's a look at those payouts. Lego asked for it again. We are 5-handed, so you're looking at a prize locked up of $16,330. Battling it out for that $64,000 up top.
Something to watch for, folks. This Glenn Miller feller, he's really on to something. He says when he pushes the cards toward the dealer,
He folds.
he always folds.
That's a tail, huh? There goes. He nailed it. He did. He folded.
Tex Arcana in the house.
Del Rio reaching for chips. He's got a suited ace-4.
Jack Burns wants to know what the buy-in was. 365 smackaroonies, U.S. dollars.
$365, 1,334 entries, I believe.
I bought in twice
There you go.
and added a satellite to that. I finished 55th, RJ, and ended up with about $400 in profit.
Our remaining 5 players say
Thank you. So these are some of my chips in play as we speak.
All right, Paul's going to defend from the big blind, rocking that Jack 7 offsuit. Del Rio, the original raiser, ace 4, does connect middle pair with his 4. King 3, 4 to flop. 1.7 million in it. Will he continue? Hit a little something. Say a little something.
825.
And he shall.
$825,000 to bet.
Yeah, somebody told me when you look down at that ace 4, it's called the Bangkok Surprise.
I think they call it something different in Arkansas.
Oh, absolutely, Mr. Jack Burns Rosen. If you've only been to TCH one time and you 6x'd your money when you got here on a 1-2 table, I think
It's time to come back.
you've earned the right to come back.
Yeah.
I'd keep on coming until you go home a loser.
And then I still kept coming back.
Exactly. Oh, I talked to a player yesterday, and he said, Eric, I've had 16 straight losing sessions. What should I do? I said, quit playing poker.
Yeah, I'd give that one a week or two, brother.
No, I said, just, man, take a little break. And you know what? He had a winning session.
There we go.
And then the next day, he had another winner. So if at first you don't succeed, try 16 more times,
Yeah.
and then you'll succeed.
Raise 800.
800,000, the raise from Joe. He's on the button. Yeah, Joe in the small blind last hand would have flopped top and bottom, but easy to let go of King 3 facing a raise. Yeah, we had day 1s for this event, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Day 2 yesterday.
Yep.
They came back, 11 or noon yesterday?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock yesterday, and then they played
We
till...
had 132 players make it to day 2, and they played down to the final 9, and that took till 1:30 in the morning.
So a little over 12 hours of poker just yesterday, and that's after a 12-hour day sometime throughout the week. So
Yeah.
it takes a ton of poker to get to this spot. And
Yeah.
our man C. Reed in a good spot. Now he's looking at ace-king, big slick, suited. 725,000 to bet. That's a raise. Our man Joe B, he's looking at ace-jack.
Danger, danger. Does not 3-bet. Ace-jack, very strong holding, especially just 5 players. 7-deuce, not so much. He's trying to rub the 7-deuce off of those cards.
Rub those into the muck so they don't come back. 7-9-3 to flop. No help for ace-jack.
That's a good question, Coach Brandon.
900.
And C. Reed, not one to fold 2 big overs. Called a big all-in when they were down to 2 tables yesterday. Or a big bet, excuse me, on the flop when he just had 2 overs and spiked that over on the turn. No pair for either player still, RJ.
9 of hearts pairs the board on the turn. C. Reed did check and open the door for Joe. He bet on the flop. Now he's going to bet again, and that's going to do it. Ace-king goes in the muck.
There you go.
Joe gets it done.
Nice aggression from our man Joe B. And that's going to put him at the top of the leaderboard, if that's correct, RJ. 9.9 million. 39 million chips in play, I believe. Let's see if that's our chip leader. It is. Joe B.
9 million. We've got 3 players Over 9 million now.
New chip leader in the 9 seat, Joe B. Yeah, Charles is tough, no doubt. He's been on these final tables many, many times. Yeah, they played a long day yesterday. I mentioned that I finished 55th yesterday. That was at about 5:45 p.m., and it took them till 1:30 a.m. to get down to these final 9.
Another 8 hours of poker.
Absolutely.
No. 2, transfer to 2. Go ahead.
You weren't even there long enough to scratch your back a little bit.
Nope. I was there for 4.5 hours. Thank you, Nalamere.
Tungsten indeed.
Tungsten indeed. Uh-oh, JB3 fell asleep in the recliner. You missed some good action.
I need to do that more often. Fall asleep in my living room for no reason.
Usually happens anytime I sit down in my living room. Kick the feet up and we out.
Yeah, Nalamere mentioning that we're down to 5. Joe B, the new chip leader. We do have 3 players over 9 million now. C. Reed, Del Rio, and Joe B. And Paul raises from under the gun, picking on Joe B's big blind again from early position. And Joe's going to remind him. Paul flashes that ace.
Coach Brandon says, wait till you turn 50. The naps are no longer a choice. Well, RJ and I are inching ever so close to that half a century mark. RJ's got me pipped by about a year, but we're both about 3 and 4 years away, respectively, from that big 50. And then we can play in the seniors event. That just doesn't seem right, because I've never looked at 50 years old as being a senior. I've always thought it was
Hopefully,
65 when you can get that special on the Luann platter at
hopefully
Luby's.
my senior event trophy will be my 5th poker tournament trophy. Jake's rocking it. He's got ace queen under the gun. He's going to rip it. 4.5 million all in from Jake. The field behind him. It gets all the way around to the big blind. That's Paul Dang, and Paul looks at pocket 8s.
And that is a big old under the gun rip. 15 big blinds, ace queen suited.
Enough to get the cap off. A little bit of head scratching for Paul.
And Paul's thinking, what is going to just rip, open rip under the gun for 4.5 million? Does he want to flip for 2/3 of his stack? Very ambitious. It's like two dogs looking at each other,
You can
right?
tell these two have had a good time while they're here. Probably ran across one another a lot yesterday.
And Glenn Miller already starting it off in the chat. 1 for a call, 2 for a fold, folks. 1 for a call, 2 for a fold. I was wrong the last time. Let's see if I'm wrong again. I'm going to say 1, RJ.
One is a call, 2 is a fold. If I had my YouTube up, I'm feeling like it's a 1 as well.
We don't have a fold yet, folks. Oh, there's one. JB3 thinks it's a fold. We got a 2, obviously. He thinks he should have folded yesterday. Deep breath.
I feel like he's leaned both ways here.
He says, will you show me?
Floor on 29. Never mind.
He
Eights go in the muck.
does fold. I was wrong again. Says pick one. He knows he doesn't have aces. Come on. Shows him the ace of clubs. RJ, nice timing, buddy. The old co-commentator waits till after the hand's over and says, two, duh. That's a great question there. One more time, folks. That's why we're folding pocket eights five-handed, because we're playing for $64,000 up top. It's definitely money in consideration.
$39,000 difference between the next player and that top prize.
Oh, yeah. Paul's
Paul
famous Vietnamese actor.
Paul could put some Hollywood into it, but he's doing a lot of thinking while he's throwing that Hollywood around.
And JB3, with his Boston masshole accent, says, I'm wicked smart.
Smart.
I picked correctly. You didn't, Eric.
All right, Paul comes in for a limp here. Small blind on Jake's big blind. Jake will just check. Off to the flop we go. Queen 9-8. Top pair here for Paul and a gut shot. He's got a bunch of it. 81% in equity. And these two might chit-chat it up again.
Shout out to my man, Mean Gene Allison, joined me in the text just now.
All right, King Deuce here in the big blind for Jake, facing the bet from Paul. Paul bet $600,000 into this $900,000 pot. All right, King Deuce gets out of there. Paul's going to take that one down, picks up $600,000 in profit. All right, blind still 150,000, 300,000 with that 300,000 big blind ante for a minute and a half, and then the price of poker is going up. 750,000 in the pot pre-flop already, and it's about to get bigger.
I almost told you would drop it hands.
All right, Joe B in the cutoff. He's got ace-8. Not afraid to use that ace. He's going to bump it up from the cutoff. Oh, we got to fold out of turn. Jake says, what'd I do? Paul does still have his hand here, so Paul going to think things over on the button.
Going to fold back over to Del Rio. He's got Queen 7 offsuit. That's going to do it, and Joe's going to take it down. Well, I just put a little something in the chat, folks, and I need y'all's help. I'm about to shout out my niece, get her on this live stream.
Oh, yeah?
My beautiful and humble niece, Haley, just made it to the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader camp.
Let's go.
She's gone through 2 tryout eliminations, and she just made it as a rookie.
That is
so
awesome.
she is headed to Dallas Cowboys cheerleader camp, and I just wanted to say I'm so proud of my sweet little niece, Miss Haley. So proud of you. Keep going. Can't wait to see how you do in your
Way
tryouts.
to go, Haley. That is like ultra competitive stuff.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
She's been dancing since she was a little girl, and this has been a dream of hers. She just graduated from the University of Arkansas with a nursing degree and was headed to her first big girl job, but she said, you know what?
That can wait.
I got one more thing I want to see if I can accomplish, and she's going to try to become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. So go get him, Haley. Love you, girl.
All right, while we're shouting out Haley, our man Jake puts in a little button work there with the 9-6. Takes down blinds and antes.
Little look at the VPIP so far. Del Rio played the fewest hands, but he's played in some pretty significant ones, knocking out a player or two.
What's up, Tiger? We see Tiger in the chat.
My man Tiger. Thank y'all, man. Look at them, obliging.
There you go. Haley's got some fans already.
No lie, Coach Brandon. Those cheerleaders, pretty fun to watch up there on that big screen.
And this one, super raggy. All the way around the rail we go.
Joe B.
Big blind gets a walk. He had the only hand worth anything.
And that is our first player crossing the 10 million chip mark.
10,100,000.
Yeah. I keep getting 8-3 off suit. I keep getting that 8-3 off suit. Not when I'm playing blackjack, no.
If you can stay awake for the 9 p.m. tournament and jump in there. All right, off to hand 33 we go. Folds around to the button. C. Reed looks at pocket nines. Bumps it up. 900,000 the raise. I mentioned blinds were about to go up, and they're up. 200,000, 400,000 now, the new level. That is 1 million in the pot before we even look at our cards.
Second call for Bobby for 1 to the limit.
All right, 900,000 the raise from C. Reed. Paul likes to defend his big blind, and he will definitely do so with a suited King 8. Off to the flop we go. Jack 10-5. 1 spade for Paul. Nines are still best. Jack 10 out there on the board.
And Mr. C. Reed is going to bet these nines while they are good. Paul thinking about some backdoor maybe opportunities and the freaking Mirage. Chip off those cards, though, probably means he's going to slide those on over to Miss Brittany. Yeah, slide him on over.
All right, King 8 goes into the muck. Nines are going to take it down there for C. Reed. And our man Charles picks up 1.5 million. He's approaching that 10 million mark.
That's right. Well, Haley finally got to hear her uncle shout her out. So thank you guys for helping me out there in the chat. She says that was so sweet. And we are definitely proud of her. And, yeah, she'll give us something to cheer on, whether we're 12-5 or 5-12, RJ.
Yeah.
We're going to cheer like hell. We've been cheering since I was born in 1979. So a lot of ups and downs as a fan of any NFL team. And, boy, it's been a rough patch. But now I've got something even bigger to cheer for, my sweet niece.
A rough pasture of patches.
Yeah.
All right, Paul's in the small blind. He's got the King of Diamonds and a mystery card, and that mystery card is a doozy. It's the King of Spades. Paul's got kings.
Uh-oh. Johnny Dang.
All right, small blind on big blind here. And these two love to get after it. Paul's rocking kings, and Jake's got 10-5. So 10-5 goes into the muck. Paul sadly stacks those chips.
You ever heard the song by Chris Ledoux, This Cowboy's Hat? Please tell me you have. That's a great song.
I've heard a lot of Chris Ledoux songs, but I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, our man Jake has taken off his hat.
He has.
And I was just thinking to myself, what would Jake do if somebody came and tried to take his hat? I think you should listen to that Chris Ledoux song.
I was going to say, why
you
would
get
you
home.
think that? But yes, I'll listen to the song.
You know, take a man's hat.
Cadillac Ranch. Oh, Chris Ledoux.
Heck yeah, Glenn. Which one'd you watch? There's been 5 of them. I can tell you what happened to all of them. Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
All right, Jake's in the small blind. Rocking King 7. He will bump it up. That's a min click. 800,000 to go. Del Rio in the big blind. He's got a pair. Pocket 5s.
Del Rio by morning. Oh, wait, no, that's Amarillo. Wrong song.
Close.
He likes those 5s, though. He's taking that speed limit, and he's going to increase it for all of it.
All right. Big bump here from Del Rio. He's going to rip it. All in with the 5s. Enough to put Jake all in. All in. Jake's rocking 3.7 million.
He's like, is he picking on me? Is he just trying to steal my blinds?
Yeah, that's what we do in this game. We pick on each other.
But when you're looking at a King 7 offsuit, it makes that decision a little bit easier, and there you go. Just wanted to maybe make him think
That's right.
twice or
Let
so.
him sweat a little bit. Put a little card funeral on there.
You know, Glenn, with the cowboy joke there, one of my favorite memes that my friends like to send me is the picture of the Cowboys cheerleaders that are still alive since the last Super Bowl. It's a meme of about 27 women that are all in their late 80s. You know,
It's fresh off the Golden Girls.
Yeah. A couple of them with walkers. I know, JP3. That's what we're here for. Self-deprecating humor, brother. It's my specialty.
It's a sad song, Amarillo by morning.
I just thought it was about a road trip.
Yeah, without his lady.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
The old lady said, see you later. And he's like, fine, I can get to Amarillo then.
Oh, Coach Brandon, you had
Kind
to
of like
go
a
there.
poker player, right?
You had to go there, man. I do. Because if you guys could have won the Super Bowl that year, anybody could have. Man.
All right, folds around to the button. Suited and canooted for Jake. 6-7 of hearts. 6-7 of hearts goes into the muck. Joe called here under the gun. Del Rio will make the call as well from the small blind. C. Reed will check off to the flop we go. Jack high. We've got 2 players with a jack. Eric.
Uh-oh. Top pair.
1 million.
Top pair 5-handed. Dangerous. Oh, that's right.
All right, C. Reed landing with his jack 4. He's got top pair. Bets $1 million, and he gets called by Joe B.
Ruh-roh.
Jack 9 picking up more equity on this turn. It's a 10 of clubs. Now Joe's got top pair, the best of it, and a gut shot.
And a whole bunch of chips.
Both these players, quite a bit of chips. Joe with the advantage, and Joe's going to count out some chips here, and you can tell that catches the attention
It does.
of our man Charles there in the 7th seat.
Going to lean back and straighten up that shirt.
5 of clubs. Backdoor clubs get there.
And
the board pairs, and C. Reed's going to rip it all in. A big rip here, 5.9 million.
Shrug the shoulders, take a sip of your drink, all in.
Does get bailed out here by the board pairing. The 10 kicker now in play, so we're looking at a chop if Joe B can find a call. This is a big rip. 5.9 million into what was a pot of about 7 million.
Coach Brandon wants him to make the call. JB3 says deuce. He's dropping a deuce in the chat. Says Joe's going to fold this. And he's right again.
Joe makes the fold.
JB3 can do no wrong in the chat. He's picking all the right decisions. Almost like he should be on our final table.
I fold 5 shot.
Anthony.
And another great song referenced in the chat there, a little Hey Joe from my man Shaggy Green Poker, the great Jimi Hendrix.
Is that Beatles?
That's also a sad song. No, Jimi Hendrix was not a member of the Beatles.
Man. Hey, Joe.
I can't take you anywhere. Well, no, that's Hey Jude.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was close.
yeah. Just a couple letters off.
All in. Our man Jake.
Ace 8, the dead man's hand.
Rocking an ace. Going to rip it here. 3.7 million. You can see he is just below that 10x.
C. Reed up over 13 million now.
That's a big
Just
old
now
pot.
stacked his chips after that last pot. And he's going to look over there at his opponent and say, huh.
Little over 9 blinds here for Jake. He's going to rip it with the ace 8. See Reed thinking about it in the small blind with queen 10.
Lets it go. And Joe gives him the big thumbs up because he's got a 7 deuce, so can't make the call.
You said only 3?
Finds a nice spot there. Picks up $1 million in chippies.
Perfect time to look once again. We're still 5-handed. 16,000 everybody has locked up. And then you start getting in that 20,000 plus big pay jumps all the way up to first place. A nice trophy and $64,310 for first place. You know, RJ, I was just 54 spots away from that first place prize.
54 spots.
And way over 54,000 short.
Kings are out again, this time for Jake, so he's able to rip it again. Back-to-back hands for the rip from Jake. And he's going to want a customer this time. He's got kings. Folds around to the big blind. That's Paul looking at Jack 7.
Lets her go. Jake with that under-the-gun rip. Worked for him twice. He's hoping to get called. I like the style. Going aggressive, playing for the win with those big hands. All right, Bitta, we'll give RJ a little, we'll cut him a little slack, you know. Same era. Hey, Joe. Hey, Jude. One deals with kind of a scary subject, though, you know. Jude didn't have a gun in her hand, but Joe did.
One deals with my Beatles, though, you know.
The only band you know
That's right.
before 1970.
All right, 900,000 the raise from Joe. On the button with an ace. Ace 4. And 3 in a row for Jake. He's going to rip it again. He's got ace queen.
And Joe's like, I'm getting sick of your stuff, mister. Look at him.
Joe says, this guy's ripping again.
He's really eyeing him.
Joe's going to ask for a count here.
$5.325 is the bet, and that's just too much for the ace-4 of Joe.
There you go. Well done by both players.
The old Bangkok surprise. Not good enough to make the call.
Yeah, JB3 says he's wearing his straw next poker tournament. I tell you, it's something about this Texas Air. I've had the hankering to go get me one, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Bob Warlick. I think that's the same for me, but yeah, next time I'm on this final table, which we'll see if there is a next time, but I'll definitely be rocking a hat as well, because the one time I saw myself up there without it, I didn't like that little extra shine
I don't want to talk about it.
it made on the top of my dome.
No say nada, folks.
Oh, yeah. The Jimi Hendrix Experience, man. Shaggy, that was one that was rocked a lot in high school for me.
All right, Joe just calls here from the cutoff. He has ace-5, choosing not to bump this one up. Jake, pretty good hand. He's got king-queen for a starter. Gets over to Del Rio. He's got 7-4 in the big blind, and he's going to get a free flop. Deuce 3-8. Not much working for our players here. Joe, the leader in equity, does have a gut shot to the wheel as well.
Yeah, and an ace high. I think it's a good opportunity here to poke at it. I think you would have heard something from one of those two players had they landed. And you're going to get them to fold a deuce or a 3 very often, so good raise there, or good bet there by Joe, and takes it down.
Oh, yeah, he got him from me.
Oh, absolutely, man. I was definitely in high school for grunge, but the classics were always a part of the rotation as well. I grew up riding around in my dad's car listening to Beatles and Hendrix and Deep Purple. And
I was hanging off the back of a truck.
Skinner.
I was hanging off the back of a truck bouncing across the pasture with Chris Ledoux cranking.
We were cranking Chris Ledoux and Tupac. That's what our keg parties consisted of, around 96 to 98. Queen 3 for the small blind here. That's Mr. Del Rio. And he is going to raise it up, try to steal these blinds. Charles not a big fan of folding, though, and he's got a pretty good hand in the big blind and a lot of chips, so he's going to make the call. Bet and to take it down from the Queen 3. Well done. Yeah, speaking of Journey, Joe's kiddos singing a little Don't Stop Believing there in the chat. He says, Dad, you've got this. One way or the other, we know most of these guys are going to spoil their kids and grandkids with whatever they win. And probably the misses, too, if there is one. I'm sure Mama's going to get some new shoes, at minimum. Paul's going to look down at aces for the second time in this final table. He's also had kings. He's going to raise it up. This worked last time, just the min click with aces. Got a player behind him to jam. Of course, that player had 2 jacks. Joe B says, for just a min, I will call. He's got jack 10, and now the players are pretty much even stacked there, and Paul Dang's going to flop all of it.
Pretty good flop for Paul. Top set with aces. No heart. So the flop goes check, check. Paul checking top set here, trying to get some money in there from his opponent. Or at least some Texas Card House Fun Bucks and tournament chips. Joe not going for it on the turn. 9 of clubs, checks again. All All right. Pretty near half pot. That's going to take it down. Joe gets out of there. And it's been an exciting day here with the Signature Series stuff going on here at Texas Card House Dallas. The ladies event tonight.
They're out there.
They're down to 18 players.
Okay.
And every time I walk through there, you know, they hijack me and want to say hi. And I just sit there and hang out with them for a little while. And then I come back in here and work with you. But it's okay.
Yeah.
But the ladies are rocking. 18 players remaining. And our Big O tournament that started this afternoon, they are down to their final 2. That was a $400 Big O event, $400 entry.
5-card Big O.
And they're playing for top prize $8,920.
Nice.
Down to heads up.
Yeah, check the Poker Atlas schedule, folks. A lot of stuff still going on in this Signature Series that our tournament director, John Kelsey, and the boys put together for us. Great events leading into the summer.
All right, we get a raise from Jake under the gun here with Jack of Diamonds and a mystery card.
I just now hear that, too.
And we're stuck in the cutoff here. We are in the cutoff. Del Rio, let's go of King Queen.
Little Blondie being played in the background. Indeed, I can hear it. Who's working the floor tonight? Whose mix is that?
I don't know, but this afternoon, early afternoon, we had like 90s rap on. And some tables were having a good time. Low down gangsta set, tripping banger. It was a riot.
Shout out to Coolio if he's listening.
Absolutely. Shout out to Coolio and the Beatles.
Not many of them left. But I think our friend Coolio might still be alive out there.
Very good.
I don't know where he is these days, but shout out nonetheless.
Coolio, TCH Live loves you, man.
He's still mad at old Weird Al Yankovic for making fun of his song, doing the Amish Paradise.
Our friend Jerry says there's no such thing as bad marketing.
Indeed.
Five-handed here. We've been stuck at five-handed for a minute after we got off to a quick start tonight. Eliminating 2 players in the first 9 hands.
Nah, we're going to be all right, JB3. I'm going to pray on it quite a bit. We're going to be good. Del Rio raising it up with those tanks. The Mitch Lloyd special, pocket 10s. Joe B getting in there with that 6-4 Impala.
All right. First appearance of the tanks for tonight. Pocket 10s taking on 6-4. Interesting flop here. 9 high and 6-4s open-ended.
Oh, wow. All in and a call.
Okay, we've got action here.
And Joe says what Joe likes to say, you're good, but he's got outs, baby, and they can't get rid of him. Let's see if he can find some backdoor clubs, a 3 or an 8.
So Del Rio goes with the trap here. Joe B jumps out there, goes all in. Look at this turn. He's open-ended with club draw now. 7 of diamonds pairs the board. 10s are going to hold here. And that will eliminate our man Joe B.
Well, we really did not think that they could get rid of Joe, but Joe is eliminated, and we want to say great run, Joe. He's one of our favorites, one of the classiest guys in the room. He's always got a huge smile on his face. Grandson, your family, your kiddos are proud, Joe. Heck of a run. Another $16,000 score for Mr. Joe B.
Well done, Joe. Love to see it.
What a sweat.
Still a smile on his face as he gets eliminated there in 5th place. Joe is awesome.
Yeah, really cool guy. All right, 4 players left, RJ, and they've all got $21,550 locked up.
Shoot, I'd say get 3 Civics.
His son says, darn it, Dad, but so proud of him. I don't know how he missed that one. Those are the hands that got him here. He's playing to win the whole way, not to ladder up. So love the way he went out. Just didn't get that result that he wanted. But, yeah, definitely be proud of Pops there.
All right, Paul's going to bump it up. Back to work for Paul. $1 million is the bet. He's got 7-9 suited in diamonds. Gets over to the big blind. Del Rio rocking diamonds as well. 6 deuce. Not as cool. And 6 deuce goes in them up.
I was talking to a player earlier about just how nice of a guy that Joe is. He's like,
Yeah.
Joe came over to my house and rewired my fan.
I don't doubt it.
I needed some help. I needed an electrician. I needed some help. And, he's like, he took my chips earlier, but then he came over and fixed my fan. So that's the kind of guy Joe is, and that's why we love him. Good people. And then there were 4, though. Final 4 out of 1,332 entries.
Whew.
And Jake, don't look, Mama, because he's waking up with a couple of ladies here.
2 red queens for Jake on the button. He's got 6.4 million now in his stack, so he's climbed back enough to where he can just throw a standard raise out there. 1.8 million to raise.
Didn't get to see the other card, but we did see the ace out of the small blind get folded.
Blinds go away. Yeah, ace. And the holdings there for Del Rio, not rolling with it. Earlier he let go of King Queen in a similar spot. We don't have to jump in there, and he's got plenty of chips right now.
All right, so there you go. We got Del Rio, our chip leader, at 13.4. C. Reed at 11 million. Jake at 7.4, and Paul Dang at 7.2. So anybody's tourney still here, folks. Blinds are still at 200,000, 400, 400 for another 12 minutes. All in, under the gun again. That has been a standard move here for Jake when he wakes up with these big hands under the gun.
So that last big hand, he just opened to a fairly standard raise. This time he's going to rip it. 7.4 million all in with the ace-queen.
And Paul also has an ace. And he's like, I'm getting tired of this too. But it's that one that you peel. You got one ace, you think you might have another, and nope. It's the old one-legged ace. So Jake is going to get that done. Jonathan Paul saying, great dude. Played with Joe a bunch. And Jonathan says he missed this one, but will be playing in the 500K. Reminder, folks, that starts tomorrow. 2 flights a day. Some satellites going on as well if you want to try to get in via satellite instead of paying that $500 buy-in. There are some multi-bag payout bonuses. Check with the floor to get those rules on that. But this is what we're playing here tonight, the 300K. So let's see if we can't get an even bigger score on that 500K. Maybe even double it. You think we could get up to 750,000?
I think we can.
I think we can get to 750. Raise from Del Rio, and Paul Dang says he likes that 8-9 suited enough to rip it for 6.4 million. Big stack. Let's see if he wants to call off half of it with just King 9. Definitely can see a small pocket pair ripping it like this, but you got to really pray that your King 9 is 2 overs if you're going to make a call here for half your stack. No, I still got my hair. We're just a little thinner than we used to be.
And that's a little spicy rip there from Paul as he's taking on the under the gun better there.
We may not even get to a break tonight. We're at 49 hands and we're 4-handed. I think somebody in the chat earlier said hand 63 was going to get us to heads up tonight. So we'll start asking you now that we're four-handed, folks, what hand is going to get us to heads up play? What's going to be the first hand of heads up play? I'll say hand 72.
Okay, it's 1.2.
Because 69's overrated. And that's what you're going to say anyway, RJ.
You're going to hand 72?
72.
Okay.
Anthony Caputi says 70. He's going to take the under. All in from Del Rio.
I hear some action.
He's in the big blind with an ace and thinks Jake might be coming in light with a raise here, and pretty good read there. Jake's just got 10 high. Poker ADHD, I will bet you everything that I will ever earn that Mr. Charles has never heard of Static X. That'd be pretty cool if he had, though.
All right, nice rip there from Del Rio. So he's chilling in the penthouse right now with the chip lead at 13.7 million.
Kiwi Bird, she thinks we're going to be here for a long time. She says hand 113
Ooh.
just to get us to heads up.
900.
Yeah, I feel like we're deep enough.
We are, but the blinds are getting big. Paul going to raise it up with that beautiful ace of spades.
I'll take 67.
6-7.
6-7.
RJ's doing the dance. All right, battle of the wheel aces here. Four-handed and a little button peek at his neighbor. Does decide to let go the ace-5. Small blind, let's go that suited jack-8, and
Well, looky there.
how about a suited jack-9? And just 500,000 more to call
Yeah, a little better deal for
Charles.
C. Reed as opposed to the small blind here. So Jack 9's going to come along. Queen, deuce, deuce to flop. 2 diamonds.
Don't you want somebody to love, JB3? I can see it now. All right, Paul's going to take that one down. Everybody's going kind of close to that number I threw out there. Josh has 71 because that's the year he was born. RJ has 6-7. Maybe somebody needs a pick in the 80s.
For what?
I don't know. Seems like we're slowing down. We're on hand 51.
We were stuck 5-handed for a good hot minute.
We were.
If we stay 4-handed here for that long, we could get that hand number up there a little bit.
Especially if we're just going to keep doing this, right? A little walk.
Need somebody to love. I karaoke that one last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
The Jim Carrey version from the movie
Yes.
The Cable Guy?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
There was 6 people in the room. They offered $140 each, but you know, I did it
For you to stop.
I did it for free.
They offered $140 each for you to stop singing. Uh-oh. MLG Detoxical.
He says a cooler's incoming.
He feels like a cooler is coming. And Shaggy Green, Rich, says we're going all the way to hand 90. I like it.
Raise 900.
Del Rio rocking one of my favorite suited semi-connectors here. The old 7-9er. The year I was born, RJ.
So yeah, Del Rio, he's made some nice laydowns there, 5 and 6-handed. You could tell he wasn't ready to quite jump in there. Now, starting to show some signs that he's ready to turn it up a little bit and see if he can win some money.
All right, Queen Spades is going to hit the hay. She says good night to myself and RJ. Glad you had some fun joining us tonight. As always, Queen Spades. And tune back in and watch the way it ends. This will be up, of course, forever. We keep these streams on that TCH Live channel. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the other streams that we do, the cash games, and of course, Austin, Houston, and the Rio Grande Valley and their streams as well. Give them a shout.
And good night, Queen Spade. Happy dreams to you as well.
Yeah, normally we wouldn't root, as hard for the out-of-towner, but really fun seeing all of Jake's family members be in the chat. And, of course, you and I got to talk to Jake and told us it was his first time at TCH, and he found out about us by watching the stream, and he complimented us on
there you go.
the work that we do. So
friend
it's
of
like
the stream already.
We're so happy that he has made this deep run, and we hope that means that not only he, but maybe some of his poker pals from East Texas may join us again for another series. I hadn't seen that yet, Lego, but I did hear about that monster win that Miss Kristen Fox and the Lady Crusher had there. I'd like to see some of that, the way that ended up. I did see her playing with her husband at a table. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
When she peeked at both of his cards. Tisk, tisk.
And he was not happy.
No.
And then she went on to bank a $1.3 million or something, whatever that was.
No big deal.
All right, Rip City from Del Rio from the small blind, ace-7. He's just going to rip it. Worthy of $9 million there, so that's putting C. Reed all in there.
Yeah, Anthony, that was pretty awesome. Tough life, though, right, to be good-looking and rich? I don't think you or I are either, are we?
Well, I ain't rich.
My mom says I'm handsome. That's all that matters.
We're only going to pause it once for you guys to talk about it.
Somebody out there thinks I'm handsome. I just haven't found her yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, RJ.
Kiwi says I'm handsome.
They say if you're in a 4-way, it's a foursome. A 3-way, it's a threesome. 2-way, it's a twosome, and there's a reason they call you handsome, RJ.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
No say nada.
Yeah, 10 mil. 20 million total, 25%.
If we chop it out, even if we do even, it's 40K piece.
Then I have 10 mil. It's like 25% of the stack.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The C word has been mentioned.
Yeah, I don't see any broccoli on the table, and all of a sudden they're talking about chopping stuff. And Paul says, I got 10 million. What the hell?
Pick the win.
An even chop is just under 40,000.
It's a good one, man.
Now, the other thing
40,000 for each.
would be to
Bro,
do it.
40,000. You can have a little bit more than him.
Okay, the other thing to do would be an
40K,
ICM.
bro, for a day. No.
If you've been playing
No,
No, if you let me finish. The other thing would be an ICM chop,
I said, yeah.
where we put it into the machine, and the biggest stack gets a little bigger, the smallest stack gets a little less.
Yep. Can you do ACM for us?
He can't do it. I have a card on my phone, but that's it.
Del Rio's like, well, let me see if I woke up with aces again.
Yeah. It is not.
It is not.
6-7.
What do you need to gamble?
So, yeah, four-handed in this event.
It's just a couple of blocks.
After 1,334 entries, you will
32.
start looking at some big numbers that are awful tempting, right?
I mean, we've talked against the chop this whole time, and now I'm running good, and now you guys want to chop.
Now it's
we're guaranteed 22K.
It's 4.
It's simple yes or no. If you say no, this country sees it.
No,
That's
40K is good, bro.
Big deal.
You can have a little bit more. I mean, you had less, you know? Because me and him, we are kind
So there is a hand being dealt. They will have to finish this hand. I will tell you guys, though, the floor will come and stop the clock one time so players can talk about potentially chopping it up. Our staff here at Texas Card House will not facilitate the chop. They will not help you decide what those numbers are. If you have your own ICM software or calculator that will put those numbers in there for you, they will come over and help you count your chips to see who's got the most chips. You guys can then enter those chips in your ICM calculator. That's the independent chip model. And obviously the biggest stack will get the biggest payout. And of course, in this case, the trophy.
So Paul here trying to advocate for the C word.
Well, I heard Del Rio say you guys were against chopping this entire time. And now that I'm running good and have 15 million, you're wanting to chop. So I'm kind of with him here.
He's feeling like he's ready to play it out here. He's happy with a $24,000 payout.
Yeah. Problem is, you really got to put it into that ICM calculator system because otherwise,
and show those payouts real quick.
Otherwise, you're just coming up with a bunch of random numbers, and that's just not the way to go.
Let's do it.
Paul says, "Let's do it."
Paul is trying to be a salesman.
You win. You get a title.
And those payouts that they're talking about.
I love to think about. You got a title. Me and him second. Maybe I'm second. A bit more than you.
He says me and him second.
So I feel like it's going to take Paul a moment here to act.
Well,
it is.
We're acting like Jake doesn't have a say in this. Jake's got plenty of say in this. If he wants to play it out, he can too. It just takes one person, folks, to say no.
You don't get your option. I understand taking the money, but
All in from Paul. He's ripped it here with 9 high. Jake, we can see the cards, but 10-8 goes into the muck. 4 players are remaining, so they have a prize locked up of $21,000.
Yeah, I mean,
and Del Rio said, "Hey, $21,000 is a good prize, but I want to play for more."
Right. You see, that's carry the one, blah blah blah. You've got 50. There's 100 plus another. You got about 170,000 left. So they're all going to get, if they chopped it 4 ways, about 40,000.
Yeah, a little more than 40,000.
But of course, there's an ICM, right? Because one guy has an overwhelming chip lead right now, and so that takes a lot into consideration. But they have not called for a floor to come over and stop the clock, so we're playing it out, folks. Let's hope they come to a consensus here.
All right, Jake's going to rip it. He's all in. He will take it down, 4.4 million.
Yeah, and that's not the move that a player that wants to chop usually makes there, the all-in with the 9 high. So
yeah, back-to-back hands here with 9 high. Players are ripping it from the small blind.
we'll call that a little cowboy shit right there from Jake.
Yeah, Paul just did the same things.
Me play heads up.
You, me, and play heads up. What? There's 4 guys at the table. Lot to play for still.
Even when Paul's trying to sell a chop, he's still messing with people.
I'm happy with getting 40K. So, you know, I don't want to. I don't need to win. I win this so many times.
All right, Paul's under the gun in the cutoff. That means you get to go first, even though you're the cutoff. And of course, from a strategic standpoint, you get to remember that you're in the cutoff. Think of that as a optimistic position as opposed to under the gun.
I love it. Anna says Jake's a dog. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, Jake's just chilling over there, stuck in between the 2 players that are
Well, and that's the thing.
debating one another.
Jake's first time here, and I
Jake's like,
hope
what?
that he knows that his opinion matters. Because when you're a member of TCH,
Yeah.
I don't care if you've been here 1 day or 2 days, you paid the tournament fee or the daily fee or whatever you bought in.
And on the
to
flip
get
side
here,
of that,
you're part of it. You have a decision, and it's up to you as well.
it looks like Jake's pretty chill about either way there.
Yeah, I think he's kind of just going with the flow here, but his opinion matters for sure.
Can you run that
He's going to be barely over last night.
Yeah, so he run the ICM.
They want to run the
We
numbers.
haven't.
All right, blinds are up now, 250,000, 500,000, 500,000. So every hand, RJ, there's going to be 1.2 million in the middle. That's going to put Jake at, what, 12 big blinds there, 10 big blinds. Charles is not going to have a ton more than that. They haven't paused the clock yet, so not an official pause for an ICM chop discussion. You can see our tournament director in the background, Mr. John.
And this is the fun part.
Lingering.
This is the fun part. Even if you're debating for or against a chop, it's still the fun part, right? I mean, it's not every day you get to talk about a $40,000 chop. Not every day that you get to play for $64,000 up top.
All right, they're just going to keep going. Make up your melons, boys. Paul Dang with the 9 deuce.
They have rules in Banana Ball? All right, 9 deuce. Speaking of Banana Ball, the Montana Banana in play here for Paul. And 6-5 for Jake. He's going to rock bottom 2 on this flop. 10-5-6 the flop.
800,000, and let's see if Jake goes with the old patented all in. He does.
He does. Took him about a half second to think about it.
T-minus about a half a second to cowboy up and get that whole stack in there.
All in for $4.4 million. All right, 9 deuce takes the train. Jake's going to take it down. 6.7 million now in his stack. So everyone has enough chips to win it, but you do not want to take a hit here. 500,000 on the big blind is a lot of chili.
It absolutely is. Del Rio's got that big chip lead there. He's got over 15 million. But he doesn't want to double up any of the shorties either because they would literally just be swapping spots. Nobody in real dire straits right now.
Paul leading the way there on that VPIP chart, 32%. Jake at 28, Del Rio at 24, and C. Reed over there with the least amount of VPIP, and he was VPIPing it up there out of the gate. That first orbit and a half, he had a lot of hands to play.
And Jake's got the suited Randy Moss. No, and I'm with you there. You know, it takes one no, and that's where the conversation should stop. One guy says no, we really don't need a sales pitch. Let's just move on and say, hey, that's what he wants to do. Now, of course, you can root for that player to bust out next if that's what you want to do, but these boys are playing it out, and I'm here for it.
All right, Del Rio on the climb here, all the way up to 15.5 million now. It does fold around to his small blind. He's got 9-10 of diamonds.
The aura. I like it. We can start the legend of Cowboy Jake here in the chat.
Del Rio does bump it up with that 10-9 suited, 1.1 million. That is a min raise and a tickle. C. Reed comes along with his ace-7. Look at this flop, ace-6-10. Middle pair here landing for Del Rio. C. Reed, he's got an ace.
And I'm pretty sure what he's going to do with it here once he faces this bet, RJ. Took about 2 seconds. All in.
So Del Rio does bet 800,000, and C. Reed interrupts the party of the suited connectors. He's ripped it all in. 5.5 million with that ace-7.
Yeah, you're not going to find many draws on an ace-6-10 rainbow board.
Not many. I think Del Rio's going through all of them right now, and he agrees. Not many draws there. He's just going to let her go.
Charles going to pick up 2.4.
Let's do it. Let's chop You still have more than Jim. We let you win. First one. You didn't take it. You got 4.
So every time Del Rio takes a hit, Paul's going to remind him that you still have the chip lead.
I'll give you the biggest money in the trophy. Oh, man.
I can't keep pausing. You guys are going to have to either pause the clock and talk about it once, or we have to keep talking.
Tell him, Brittany. Pause the clock and talk about it once, or we're just going to keep going. All right, Jake's going to look at King 8. Getting short here. About 13 big blinds. Says, nope, that's not the one. Anybody in the chat or watching, friends or family members of Mr. Del Rio? I'm not as familiar with him as well, but let us know if you are a friend or family member of our player going by Del Rio.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen him at a final table before.
Not quite sure. He was talking it up with a couple of dealers yesterday, and they said they were familiar with him, but definitely not somebody that we see every day.
There's someone else possibly that has kind of that same Aaron Rodgers peak to the tournament board, and I can't tell if this is a familiar person or not. Hopefully we get a chance to say hello to Del Rio. And see, there's that Aaron Rodgers peak.
They are peeking up there again at that time clock, looking at the blinds, looking at the payouts.
You have no doors. Play heads up with me and pay.
All right, Paul's going to bump it up from the small blind. We are still playing here.
The dirty diaper.
So Jake's going to take a peek at his hand and not going to love it. 3 deuce.
He will gladly take this to a flop.
All right, so Paul just limps there with 7-3 of diamonds. Off to the flop we go. Queen 10-9. Both players with dust here.
And the dirty diaper is going to come out betting.
Yeah, Paul's going to check after limping from the small blind.
And that's how you win with 3 high.
That's going to open the door for Jake fully. Jake will step in there and take that pot down. Well done.
He didn't just step in there. He kicked down that door with them cowboy boots. Yeah, Brittany's definitely over it because it's in her ear.
Can you run the ICM shot?
No, I can't. I'm at the table. I can't pull out my
Oh, gotcha.
I'm not going to miss a hand by standing over there and doing it.
That's all right for you. I got 13 minutes.
Exactly.
Who was that asking? I think that was Jake, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Jake asking if he wanted to run it. But, of course, they have to pause the clock because it's going to affect
I'll
the
wait for you if you step over there and do it.
play.
I want to, no,
He said he doesn't want to chop, so it doesn't matter. Actually, once he says don't chop, we shouldn't discuss it again unless he brings it up.
Yeah.
Charles laying down the law.
Charles with a point there.
It's almost like he's a former military vet.
He said, our man said no. Let's lay off of him until he's ready to discuss it again. All right, Jake's going to rip it. King high here, king 5, ripping it from the small blind.
Yeah, Jake's done dealing with it as well. He says, to heck with it then. I'll just get it all in. And uh-oh. This could be scary. I don't see king 7 calling very much for $7 million, but if he does, he's in great shape. He's going to let it go. All right, the Jake family getting back engaged here.
Beautiful move by Jake, taking it down.
We can get the legend of Cowboy Jake going.
That's right.
You know,
Alex knows.
Like the Chuck Norris legend stories. You know, we can
absolutely.
We can get the legend of Jake here in the chat. He doesn't actually have a chin. That's a third fist.
And you don't want to hit it. All right, over to Jake. He's got queen 9.
He's all in.
All in. Jake's going to kick and scream here until something happens. He wants to double up or get some money.
We got a call, I believe, from the pocket jacks
of
we do
have a call. So, Jake's at risk.
At risk. Here we go, all in, folks.
All right, Jake looking for a queen to double up. Ace 10-10 the flop. He needs some help to catch these jacks. 8 of diamonds.
Can't hit a jack.
Jack would make a full house for C. Reed, and that's no help. A deuce of clubs on the river, and the jacks will hold here. Our man, Jake, an incredible run throughout the week, incredible run yesterday, and he will be eliminated here in 4th place. A sweet prize, a little over $21,000, Eric.
Absolutely. Great run by Jake. First time here, got to the final table. I know it got a little weird there at the end with the players kind of talking about chopping, but Jake really made a good run and a great impression for all the players who got to meet him and play with him. You and I got to meet him and talk with him off the felt as well. Great run there, Mr. Jake. Hope to get you back for the 500K and many more events. Shout out to all those East Texas folks that were tuning in. Had a lot of fun with you guys, and definitely be proud of Mr. Jake.
Be proud of Jake, folks. What a sweet run. $21,550, a nice prize. And Alex, we hear you.
That's right. We got the OF.
I take 45, you gotta get 50.
All right, we're at hand what, RJ?
All right, let's take a look. Hand 6-7.
You gotta take 50, I take 45.
Okay, that was my hand. That was what I picked to get to
You
heads up.
You take 50.
We did not get to heads up, but we did get 3-handed.
You gotta take 50, 50 at 45. You
Uh-oh.
good with that?
I think they are going to do an ICM
45, 50,
So
50.
Paul,
talk here.
we have lost a player, and that opens the door for Paul to bring up the conversation again.
Yep, the Lord felt Cowboy Jake's aura and had to intervene. Well done. Well done, folks. All right.
All right, and it looks like... So Del Rio might be counting his chips. I don't know if we officially paused the clock, but it looks like they are ready to count some chips here.
I say I take 45, you take 50.
So let's see where these chip stacks are currently. Del Rio, I believe, still has the chip lead.
What is it, 130?
Or could it be our man Charles after he took that last big pot?
Yeah, they're actually going to be pretty close.
I think so. They are going to be close.
49, 49, 40.
Interesting here. This is what we were looking at, folks. 29, 44, 64. So big pay jumps between third, second, and first. They are going to talk about this. These are the final 3 players of 1,332.
Whatever. I take 42, you gotta take almost 48.
I've got almost half the chips.
Okay, so
I take 42.
the way
You gotta take
Charles
48.
said that, he probably took the chip lead there in that particular pot.
48, 48. You have more than me, 6.
I'll tell you what I'm willing to do right now is agree to an ICM chop.
I don't know what I say. I mean, all right, I take 40. I take I take 43. You gotta take, what is it? 30, can we take it? Can you do, I have 43. How much do I have, sir? Can you do it?
MVP, do you want another one?
So again, our floors and our staff here at TCH will not run numbers for folks because we don't want to have any influence over how folks get paid or don't get paid.
Right.
But we will stop the clock and let the players entertain these conversations and run their own
Right.
independent chip model.
If you have your own
see what the numbers
calculator,
are.
they will help you put the numbers in so that you don't mess it up,
Sir, you got 47.
and then the folks can see
You got
what an
47.
ICM chop would be.
Just like exactly. You got 47. I got 43.
And of course, it sounds like Charles over there in the 7th seat, he's a little more familiar with the ICM structure, and
Yeah,
he says
we've been on our final tables before.
he
He's
says
won
I know
some
what it would
tournaments.
come out, and I would agree to it right now.
Yep.
There you go.
While they're deciding this
Main event
this
here.
is what starts tomorrow, and we hope we don't chop this one because
Man.
we want to see a big old first place score on this one because it's going to be well over 100,000 for first place. $500 buy-in, 30K starting stack, 30-minute levels. That starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. 2 flights a day. There's satellites also to get into one of those bad boys, so definitely want to be a part of that.
That original, you can,
And Jay, you don't want to do that right now. ICM will be a little bit better than third place money, so you even the third place participant will make a little better money than third place if they ICM.
Yeah,
Because your chips are worth something. You have an opportunity to win it, right? So you're not just stuck in third place.
you just said 40 now.
Yeah, and all I really want to know here, I did get the word they are going to chop. What we're trying to figure out is who had the most chips, who had the second, and who had the third. Once we know that, we can share this information with you folks. We do know they did decide to chop this 3 ways, and we're just waiting to find out what the payouts end up being. So obviously there's a lot of money at play here, so we're trying to be patient with them as well, guys, because there's other people's money involved. So we're going to let them talk about it here for a second. I think Charles is the one who has the ICM calculator in his phone, so they're going through that. But the thing you can't do is just start throwing out random numbers. Be like, you take this much, I take this much.
True, but people that are not familiar with the ICM calculator, if you haven't used the ICM calculator, that's what they're used to, right? I mean, for 40, 50 years, that's how they did a chop.
Yeah.
I'm asking 50. If we can do 50,
49, 50, what's different?
I'm just saying for your sake, why can't you just take 38? We'll call it even right now. You want to take 30?
No, I want to get 45. I mean, it was originally chopped for 40K.
So there's
Action's on you, sir. Actually playing a hand right now.
so they're
Let's see if John is going to pause it.
still throwing some numbers
Okay, John
around.
officially paused the clock.
I can't hear him now. My volume went away.
Well, we did that for a reason there for a minute because they were hollering.
49, 40.
I just want to know who gets the trophy.
I think 40.
48.
One. Hands dead.
I'm going to confirm the
Oh, Del Rio's reaching to call, but his hand's dead.
Your hand's dead.
Okay, we'll just get a little.
So they didn't pause the clock. They
Yeah,
actually called the clock on a
called
player.
clock on the action on
My goodness,
On
it's
the
like
button.
playing with my brother's kids or something.
what a hot mess this is.
So he take 48, I take 40, you take 50 something. You take 51. He 48, I'm 40.
Gary, want to yellow?
Fine.
48, 40, and a 50. Heck, that's probably about what the ICM would end up anyway, right?
48.
48.
That's probably in the neighborhood of what we're talking if they were to count it out.
Everybody.
Thumbs up, everybody. There it is. We've got the answer we were all waiting for. There.
So that's it.
So, folks, it was 29, 44,
Okay.
and 64. I'm going to put the numbers in the chat for you folks and let you know who ended up taking it down. It was Charles C. Reed, ended up getting first place for $50,420. Second place went to Del Rio, $48,000. And Party Paul Dang over there in the one seat, got third place and $40,000. So third place goes to Paul, second place goes to Del Rio, and first place and the trophy goes to our man, C. Reed. So that is going to do it for tonight after all that back and forth.
All right.
C. Reed takes down the 300K event for almost $51,000 and gets a sweet trophy to go with it. Way to go, Charles. Wowzers.
Well, big congratulations to all of our players that played in this, made it to day 2, made a little bit of money, and our final 9 especially. And, of course, our man Charles C. Reed taking it down here in a little bit of a chop. Del Rio, great job to him as well. And Paul played really well yesterday to earn his spot here. Was very active at today's final table. Finds him in a nice spot to make some real money. So it's going to be $40,000, $48,000, and $50,000 for our final 3. Congratulations, Mr. C. Reed.
All right, folks. Well, we will be back tomorrow night for a
10-25
cash game. We will see y'all tomorrow night. Don't forget to come out and play.
Yeah, we got 2 satellites tomorrow and
big
the
events.
Bomb Pot tournament. And, of course, the beginning of the Signature Series main event. And that'll be going out throughout the week.
I forget, RJ, we've got our camera working again. We can say hello to the folks real quick and sign off
There
like
you
we
go.
used to.
Well. Look at here.
That right there is Mr. RJ Dupree. I'm Eric Van Loozen for TCH. And, of course, these awesome tournaments in our Signature Series. We are out of here. Until next time, peace.
Good night, TCH.